Good morning, boys and girls. I'm Ms. Angel. I hope you guys are doing amazing and are taking care of yourselves. I miss you guys so much, seeing you guys in the hallway. I can't wait till I see you guys again. But today we're going to start on lesson 7. And for lesson 7, our objective is that you're going to be able to represent arrays and distinguish rows and columns using math drawings. So you guys should already be familiar a little bit with rows and columns. We did review this before we went on to our spring break. So we're just kind of just going to review a little bit and then jump right onto our application problem. So whenever we see rows, just a little review, whenever we see the word rows, we automatically know that rows should be from side to side, from left to right. So whenever you see rows, you know that you're going to go from side to side. Now when you see the word columns, columns should be up and down. So these should be columns. Rows left to right, columns up and down. So once we see that, we know rows and columns are keywords in our application problem and our problem set. So we're going to go ahead and jump into our application problem. So I'm going to give you a few seconds just to read it in your minds, in your little heads, and then we're going to go ahead and start. Okay, so our application problem reads, Bobby puts 3 rows of tile in his kitchen to make a design. He lays 5 tiles in each row. How many? 5 tiles in each row. Now, for letter A, it says that we're going to have to draw a picture of Bobby's tiles. So we're going to go ahead and go back. And it says Bobby puts 3 rows of tile in his kitchen. How many rows? 3 rows. So we already know rows are from left to right. So if it says 3 rows, we already know we're going to have 3 rows. So 1, 2, and 3. 3 rows. Now it says that in each row he lays 5 tiles. So if it says that in each row he has 5 tiles, how many tiles am I going to draw in each row? Think, think, think. Good job. We're going to put 5 tiles in each row. So we're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So as I'm drawing, you're drawing. In the second row, we're going to put 5, 3, 4, 5. And finally, in our third row, we're going to put 5 as well. 2, 3, 4, 5. So we know in this row we have 5. We know in this row we have 5. And we know in this row we have 5. So 5, 5, and 5. So we already know that's for part A. That says we're going to draw a picture of his tiles. For part B, it says that we're going to write a repeated addition equation to solve the total. So how many tiles he has in total. So repeated addition means you're going to add that same number over and over again. So we see repeated addition equation for the number of tiles. What number do you think we're going to add? Think, think, think. Yes, we're going to add the number 5 how many times? 3 times. So 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals your total. So we have 1, 2, 3 times. We're going to add 5. So 5 plus 5 plus 5. I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to solve your total. So what's 5 plus 5 plus 5? Good. So our total, you should have gotten 50. Good. So we're going to go ahead and jump into our problem set. And we're going to go ahead and do number 1 as a review. And then once we do number 1, then the rest you should be able to do on your own. So for number 1, it says 1 row of an array is drawn below. Complete the array with X's to make 3 rows of 4. And then you're going to draw horizontal lines to separate the rows. So horizontal lines means the lines from left to right. So if you see on number 1, it already gave you, it should look like this. So it gives you 4 X's in 1 row. Remember, because rows are from left to right. So this is already 1 row of 4. Now if it says we're going to have to complete the array by drawing more X's to make 3 rows of 4 each. So we already know this is 1 row. So if it says that we need 3 rows, we're going to add how many more rows? Good, we're going to add 2 more rows. So this is row 1, row 2, and row 3. Row 1, row 2, and row 3. Once we have those 3 rows, it says that in each row we need 4 X's. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And when it says the part where it says draw horizontal lines to separate the rows, these are horizontal lines. These are your lines to separate your rows. So that's for part 1. You already completed the array by drawing your 3 rows of 4 in each. Now for part B, it says draw an array with X's that has 3 columns of 4 each. So we know these are rows. Now if it says that we need 3 columns, we already know columns are up and down. So we need 3 columns. So 1, so 1, 2, and 3 columns. Okay, and it says that in each column we have 4. We should have 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have 1 column, 2 columns, and 3 columns, and in each column we have 4. And then it says draw vertical lines to separate the columns. So we already did that. These are your vertical lines. So 1 and 2. So we have 3 columns, and then we have 4 in each. And then for this specific problem, it gives us that we have to complete the addition, the repeated addition equation. So it gives us, so on our problem, it gives us blank plus blank, blank plus blank plus blank equals your total. So it gives us this, blank plus blank plus blank equals your total. So if it's telling us that we have 1, 2, and 3 spots, then what number am I going to put in the inside? So if it's telling us we have 3 spots, so 1, 2, and 3, what number are we going to put inside the blank space? How many are in each row? Correct, 4. So we're going to add 4 plus 4 plus 4. So 4 plus 4 plus 4. We're adding 4 3 times. So take some time to resolve that. 4 plus 4 plus 4. So our answer should have been 12. 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 12. And then it says 3 rows of 4 is, so 3 rows of 4 is, so we go back to our drawing and where we wrote 3 rows, so 1, 2, 3, our total was, count, good, it should have been 12 also. So we have 3 rows of 4. So if 3 rows of 4 is 12, then 3 columns of 4 should also equal, good job, it should also equal 12. So that was for problem set number 1 for part A and for part B. So we did part A, which was this one, and then part B was the drawing, the repeated addition equation, and the rows and columns. Now for number 2 and for the rest of them, it should be the same thing. So if you got this part down, which was number 1, then all the way to number 5 plus your exit ticket should also be the same as this. Just keep in mind your keywords, which are rows and columns. So we already know rows are from left to right, and you separate them by the horizontal line. So it's 1 row, 2 rows, and 3 rows. And when we see the word column, we think columns are from up to down. So it's 1 column, 2 columns, and 3 columns, depending on how many rows and columns it asks you to do. So that's it for today, guys. If you have any questions, just go back to the problem set that we did, the number 1, and our application problem as well. And that those can help you if you have any problems. Just also remember your keywords. Those are very important. Remember, box your keywords. Bye, guys.